The shop wasn't supposed to be open. It was 11:57 p.m. Cold, raining, empty street in Old Town, Maine. But the neon sign above the door flickered. Wetherby Timepieces, since 1886. In the window sat dozens of pocket watches, wall clocks, and old dusty grandfather clocks, all ticking at once. Ryan, a 22-year-old student, paused in front of the store. He didn't even know this place existed. But something, maybe the sound, pulled him in. Inside, it smelled like metal and old paper. Everything looked paused in time. No cashier. Only one thing on the counter. A single brass pocket watch still ticking. Its face was cracked. Its back was engraved with strange, swirling runes. Next to it, a handwritten sign, "Do not wind. Time owes you nothing." Ryan chuckled, but behind him a voice rasped, "That one's cursed." He jumped. An old man stood in the shadowy hallway, hunched, wearing a black coat with gold trim. "You own the shop?" Ryan asked. "I tend to it," the man replied. "That watch has been waiting for someone. Maybe it's you." "What does it do?" "It ticks when someone is about to die." Ryan stared. The man pushed it toward him. "Take it, but once you hear the midnight tick, you'll never outrun it." Ryan took the watch, mostly for the story. He loved weird stuff, haunted rumors, old cursed junk. He paid $20 and left. As he stepped into the stormy night, the man whispered something Ryan didn't catch. Back at his apartment, Ryan set the watch on his desk. He stared at it while editing a vlog. It ticked normally, slow, rhythmic, soft. But then, at exactly 12 a.m. it went. Tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tick-tick, the sound grew louder. He picked it up. The minute hand was spinning. Then, it stopped. At 12:03. Confused, Ryan turned on the news in the background. "We interrupt this with breaking news. A fatal accident on 5th Street. One victim confirmed dead, identified as Marcus Dren, 43, car crash, 12:03 a.m. Ryan dropped the remote. Marcus was his neighbor. The next night it happened again. 12 a.m. Tick, tock, tick, tick. The minute hand spun wildly, then stopped at 12:12 a.m. Ryan couldn't sleep. He stared at the screen. 12:14 a.m. His phone buzzed. Another news alert. Local waitress dies from a sudden heart attack. Pronounced dead. 12:12 a.m. He checked the name. Lexi. She worked at the diner he went to every morning. The watch was predicting death, but not randomly. It was always someone nearby. Ryan went back to the shop the next day. It was closed, windows dark, neon sign off. He knocked. No answer. He checked Google Maps. There was no record of a Wetherby Timepieces at that address. Just an empty building. Abandoned. That night, the ticking began earlier. 11:55 p.m. It ticked faster. Ryan begged it to stop. He tried smashing it. It wouldn't even scratch. He threw it in the trash. But still, the ticking continued. He put it in the freezer. The ticking got louder. He buried it in the yard. At midnight, it woke him up. Tick, tick, tick. Then came the third name, 12:17 a.m. Police confirmed the death of local college student Jeremy Lynn, found collapsed in his dorm room. Jeremy was his lab partner. The deaths were getting closer, each one closer to Ryan's inner circle, each one more violent, each one happening on time. The final straw came the next night. 11:58 p.m. Ryan sat in the corner of his room, the watch locked in a steel box. But he could still hear it. It started ticking, but not in seconds. Every tick came with a photo. His printer, unplugged, began printing pictures. His neighbor's body, the waitress's eyes, Jeremy's hands frozen mid-clench, the clockmaker's face, and then Ryan's face, with a time stamped under it, 12:21 a.m. He ran, but the streets were empty. The world felt paused. Only one place had light, the watch shop, open again. He entered. This time, no man, no counters, just one chair, one table, the watch ticking on it. Next to it, a book of names. Every page had 7 entries, all crossed out, except for one. Ryan Weller, 12:21 a.m. The hands of the watch ticked closer. Ryan screamed. He grabbed the book, slammed it shut. Suddenly, everything stopped. Silence, darkness, then a voice behind him. "You shouldn't have stopped the clock." Ryan jolted awake, gasping for air. He was back in his apartment. The clock on his wall read 10:45 p.m. The brass pocket watch sat silently on the desk. No ticking, no glow, just still metal. He stared at it, heart pounding. Had it all been a dream? He ran to his phone, pulled up the news. Nothing. No car crash, no diner waitress, no student named Jeremy Lin found dead. All 3 names gone. Even the photo roll on his phone, wiped clean. His inbox? Empty. Ryan stepped outside, barefoot, rain soaking through his t-shirt. The world was alive, normal, but it felt wrong. People passed him on the street, their faces familiar, their voices echoing just a second too late. Something was off. When he returned inside, his laptop was open. He hadn't left it that way. On the screen was a document, untitled, only one sentence written on it. Time remembers everything. Below it, a list, not typed, carved, digitally burned into the screen pixels. Marcus Dren, Lexi Graves, Jeremy Lin, Ryan Weller. His name glowed brighter than the rest. He stared at the screen, mouth dry. Then the watch began to tick again. Soft, subtle. Except this time, it wasn't counting seconds. It was counting backward. 11:59, 11:58. He was going back, not in time, in consequence. A knock hit the door, not once, 3 times, precise. He froze. Outside his peephole, no one. But on the floor was a package, identical to the one the clock came in. Inside, an old journal with cracked leather. Stamped on the first page, Wetherby Clockmaker's log, 1886-2. The entries were scattered, panicked, written in different styles, different hands. Each one began with a phrase. He who interrupts the flow must become its source. Ryan read the names, dozens, hundreds, and every 7th name was underlined, always the 7th. He did the math. He had been the 7th death. But now that he broke the flow, someone else must take his place. The ticking quickened. He flipped to the final page, a blank spot, with ink slowly appearing. He gave time back. Now time takes what it needs. Below that, your 7 must begin. Ryan dropped the book. He understood. If he lived, 7 others would die, and it would start tonight. His phone buzzed. A message from an unknown number. 1 already chosen, 6 to go. He stared at the window. Across the street, a man tripped and fell into traffic. A second later, crash, screams, blood. It had begun. He ran out, but there was no body, just the same pocket watch ticking on the pavement where the man had died. He picked it up. It was warm. Another message appeared on his phone. Tick, 1 marked. He screamed into the night, "No, I won't do this. I didn't ask for this." But behind him a voice whispered through the wind, in that same cracked old tone from the shop. "You took the watch, Ryan. Time doesn't ask. Time remembers." He fell to his knees. The streetlights above him dimmed, flickered. Then he saw it, standing under one of the lampposts. The clockmaker. Only now. He wasn't a man. His eyes were hollow gears, ticking in place. His chest had a pendulum, swinging with every breath. His shadow moved out of sync. He raised a hand and pointed directly at Ryan. A deep toll rang through the town. Bong. 1 dead. 6 to go. Ryan ran. But from this point forward, every minute was counting down. The question wasn't if he could stop it. The question was, would he choose who dies next? Ryan couldn't breathe. He locked every door, pulled every curtain, but nothing could block out the ticking. It wasn't just the pocket watch anymore. It was in the walls, in the pipes, in his chest. Tick, tick, tick. Even silence had a rhythm now. His phone vibrated again. Another message from the unknown number. Your next mark, 2:07 a.m. He checked the time. 1:59 a.m. He screamed into the night, "Who? Tell me who it is!" No response. He ran out of the apartment, stumbling down wet streets, peeking in every window, searching faces for something, anything, to tell him who was about to die. The digital clocks in every store window now showed 2:03 a.m. The ticking grew louder. Suddenly his phone pinged. A location pin. The park. He sprinted. There, near the fountain, a homeless man sat alone on a bench, wrapped in a torn jacket, humming a lullaby. Ryan didn't know him. 2:06 a.m. He froze. Was it this man? Was this death meant for him? Or was Ryan being watched, tested? He approached slowly. "Sir, are you okay?" The man looked up, eyes tired, but calm. "Been waiting for you," he said. Ryan's chest tightened. "What? You're the new one, right? The keeper?" Before Ryan could answer, a loud crack of thunder. The man's head jerked to the side. A distant shot echoed through the trees. A bullet. Blood pooled down the bench. Ryan turned around, but there was no one. No gun, no shooter. The body slumped forward, and in his lap, the same brass pocket watch, ticking. Ryan picked it up. The time read 2:07 a.m. His phone buzzed again. 2 down, 5 remain. He collapsed to the ground. His hands shook. He had nothing to do with this man. Did he just let someone die? Was he a killer now? Then the next message came. You can stop it. Trade a soul. Choose one to save, one to fall. His vision blurred. Behind him, a voice he recognized. They said the same thing to me once. Ryan turned. Jeremy Lin. Alive. Whole. Standing in the fog. You remember me now, Jeremy whispered. Ryan stuttered. You died. And then I didn't. The moment you took my place. Ryan backed away. Jeremy stepped forward. They gave me a choice too, and I picked you. Ryan's knees gave out. You chose me to die? Jeremy's face was calm, almost proud. You think the curse started with you? It's been passed down for generations. 7 souls, 1 keeper, 1 survives. The rest fuel the wheel. Ryan sobbed. I won't do it. I won't trade lives like numbers. But Jeremy's smile faded. You don't get to decide that anymore. You took the watch. You made the bargain. Ryan's hands glowed faintly. A soft golden aura spread through his veins like clockwork. Jeremy pointed to his chest. Tick-tock, you're part of the machine now. Suddenly the world glitched, buildings bending slightly, lamplights flickering in waves. The trees all swayed in rhythm, like they were breathing. Ryan felt it. He wasn't in the real world anymore. He was inside the mechanism. The town, his apartment, everything was just gears and routines. The old shop appeared again, flickering like static. He stepped inside. Now the walls were lined with portraits, hundreds of them, each one marked with a time, a date, a name. A few he recognized. Most he didn't. But near the back, 7 spots remained empty. He already knew 3 of the 7. Now, it was time for the 4th. His hand lifted without him moving it, as if pulled by invisible strings. The next name burned into the blank frame. Emily Renshaw. 3:33 a.m. His eyes widened. That was his ex-girlfriend. He hadn't spoken to her in over a year. She didn't even live in town anymore, right? His phone vibrated. A photo of Emily, standing outside his building, looking directly up at his window. She came back for you. The final line appeared on the screen. Let her go, or take her place. Ryan stared at his phone. Emily was here. Standing outside his building like a shadow from the past, but now a target in a game she never asked to play. The pocket watch in his hand ticked louder, syncing with his own heartbeat. Tick, tick, tick. He ran, down the stairs, through the lobby, bursting out the front doors, and there she was, just as the photo showed. Emily turned at the sound of his steps, surprised, and smiling. "Ryan, I didn't think you'd come down." She looked older, tired, but still familiar, still warm. I was passing through town. Thought I'd say hi." Ryan was speechless. How could he tell her that death had her name etched in gold? That time itself had sent her like a lamb to the slaughter? He tried to act normal. "Do you want to come up for a second? Talk?" She hesitated, then nodded. "Only if you have coffee." Inside, the ticking never stopped. Even as they sat across from each other, two exes pretending life hadn't shattered around them, Ryan could feel the clock winding tighter. 3:25 a.m. 8 minutes left. He watched her breathe, watched every second pass, wondering if she could feel the curse hovering. Then she looked at the pocket watch on the table. "That's beautiful," she said, reaching for it. "Don't touch it," he snapped too quickly. She froze. He saw it, confusion, then fear. "Ryan, what's going on?" He swallowed hard. "You're not safe here." Emily stood slowly. "You're scaring me." "You have to go. Right now. Just go, please. Tell me why." Ryan held the watch, trembling. 3:30 a.m., 3 minutes. He couldn't do this. He couldn't let her die. But he felt that if she lived, the watch would simply take someone else. Maybe a child. Maybe his mother. Maybe someone innocent he didn't even know. The curse had no mercy. It only kept ticking. He stood up. "I'm sorry." Then, he did something he hadn't done since the first night. He opened the back of the pocket watch. Inside was a mirror. A tiny one. Cracked. And in that reflection, he saw himself. Not as he was, but as the clockmaker. Gear-eyed, pendulum chest, shadow out of sync. It wasn't a curse. It was a cycle. Every seventh soul became the next keeper of time. That's what the shopkeeper had meant. Time doesn't owe you anything. It uses you. Ryan slammed the watch on the table. "Take me instead." Silence. Emily whispered, "What?" "Run, right now, please, don't look back." She hesitated, then turned and ran for the door. As it slammed behind her, the ticking stopped. The air turned cold. A voice filled the apartment, inside Ryan's head. "A keeper must serve. A soul must pay." The lights flickered. Everything froze. 3:33 a.m. He felt it then, like something unzipping inside him. He gasped and dropped to the floor. His fingers stiffened. His skin cracked like old wood. Gears began to form under his palms. The apartment around him peeled away, replaced by walls of brass and ticking clocks. The watchmaker's realm. He was no longer in the world. He was part of the machine now. Somewhere, on a rainy street in Maine, a neon sign flickered back to life. Wetherby Timepieces, since 1886. Inside, a brass pocket watch rested under a glass dome, still, silent. Then, tick.